Blockchain is radically transforming what it means to own valuable things, whether it's iconic artworks, rare sneakers, or vintage wine. Thanks to tokenization, high-value physical assets are being sliced into digital shares. But before we dive in, did you know that 60% of you listening aren't following us? Come on, guys, hit that follow button and collect our episodes on pods.media. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, let's unpack this seismic shift. It's unlocking liquidity, broadening access, and really reshaping global markets.
What's fascinating here is how tokenization works. It's like this digital bridge. You take something real tangible like an artwork, maybe a rare collectible, and you convert its ownership rights into a digital token on a blockchain. It's not just about slicing it up. It's creating these, verifiable, tradable digital pieces that open up assets that were totally inaccessible before. So today, we're diving deep into some really innovative stories, art, collectibles, luxury goods, looking at what it all means beyond just the tech itself. Right. And our mission today is to figure out why this matters. Why isn't it just another tech trend? Why is it such a pivotal shift for, investors, collectors, anyone interested in the future of value? We've got some surprising facts, some deep insights from our sources to give you that shortcut to being really well informed. Here's where it gets really interesting. Okay, so let's jump into art. Masterpieces. Because, this is where tokenization has really made some waves already, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen platforms like Masterworks, Maecenas, basically democratizing the art market, right? Taking it beyond the usual elite auction house scene.
It's a huge shift. Think about it. A Picasso or a Basquiat used to be only a handful of ultra-wealthy people could own one. Now, you could have hundreds, maybe thousands of owners, each holding a little digital share that's totally verifiable. But it's not just about access, is it? It makes you think about, what art ownership even means. Does owning a fraction, dilute the prestige? Or does it actually broaden its impact, make it more of a collective thing?
That is a great point. And then you get artists like Damien Hirst pushing it even further conceptually. It's the Currency Project. 10,000 paintings, each linked to an NFT.
Right, the non-fungible token, that unique digital marker.
Exactly. And buyers had to choose physical painting or digital NFT. It really forces you to ask, where's the real value in the physical object or the digital proof?
It absolutely does. And remember that Banksy piece, Morons? Where they burned the physical print, deliberately destroyed it so it only existed as the NFT. That wasn't just a stunt. It was a pretty powerful statement about scarcity, about provenance in the digital age. And with blockchain, that verified ownership of the digital piece get this incredible security. Every transfer recorded, immutable, transparent. It's a total game changer for markets that, let's be honest, have always struggled with fakes.
It really is mind-boggling. You're taking these blue-chip art markets, previously super exclusive, and just opening the doors wide, removing the velvet rope, kind of. But it's not just high art, is it? This whole blurring of lines, this democratization, it's spilling over into other hot markets, too, like collectibles, sneakerheads. Take note.
So moving beyond paintings, let's talk rare sneakers, other collectibles. Tokenization lets people get a piece of the action without needing a warehouse to store everything.
Exactly. The value in some of these limited edition items is huge, but dealing with them physically, storage, shipping, and especially verification proving it's real, that can be a massive pain. Tokenization just simplifies all that. Like, look at Courtyard's Pokemon card thing. They physically check the cards, store them securely in a vault.
Okay.
And then you trade the tokenized version, the digital twin, on the blockchain. It brilliantly combines, the trust of having the real verified card somewhere safe with the speed and ease of digital trading.
So you don't have a mint condition Charizard under your bed getting dusty.
No, but it's real, it's safe, and you can trade its digital counterpart almost instantly.
Precisely. And it's not just cards and sneakers. We're seeing this pop up everywhere. Sports memorabilia, luxury watches, even rare comics. Fractional ownership through tokens creates these truly global marketplaces. Someone in, say, Singapore can easily invest in a share of a rare baseball card that's physically stored in Delaware.
That global reach is key. Okay, so from art and sneakers, let's uncork the next one. Vintage wine and other luxury goods. Wine seems like a perfect fit, doesn't it? Provenance, aging, storage.
Oh, definitely. A market like fine wine, which has traditionally been pretty opaque, not very liquid. Tokenization offers huge benefits. Investing in vintage wine is complex. Tokenization boosts liquidity, makes it easier to buy and sell fractions, and adds a layer of transparency about the bottle's history and condition.
And we're seeing it for other luxury items too, like handbags, watches.
Yes, absolutely. Things where authenticity is everything. Think high-end handbags, luxury watches. Verifying they're genuine is critical.
So if I'm looking at, say, a tokenized Birkin bag online, I'm not just buying a picture, right? How does that connection work? What am I actually getting?
No, definitely not just a picture. The process is rigorous. Trusted third parties physically verify the item, check its authenticity, its condition meticulously. Once it's verified, that specific physical bag or watch or bottle of wine gets immediately linked to a unique digital token on the blockchain.
Got it.
And that link, that's what enables the fractional investment, the easy trading on these marketplaces. The physical verification is the bedrock, the trust layer. You can invest without the logistical nightmare of actually taking delivery of, a 100,000-pound handbag.
This really does paint a picture of a massive shift. But let's pull back a bit. Beyond these specific examples, why is tokenization such a big deal for markets overall? What are the fundamental changes here?
Well, stepping back, the implications are pretty profound. First, it really boils down to fractional ownership and liquidity. Things that were incredibly expensive, totally out of reach for most people. Now you can buy a piece. And these pieces, these tokens, can be traded easily, quickly. Think how much faster you can trade a digital token compared to shipping a painting across the world. This can seriously boost asset values and how often things change hands.
So it's not just splitting things up, it's injecting energy, making static assets dynamic.
Exactly. Second big thing, enhanced provenance and verification. That immutable blockchain ledger we talked about. It means the history of an asset, who owned it and when, is transparent and basically tamper-proof. That's huge in markets like art or collectibles, where fakes are a constant worry. It builds trust in a way that just wasn't possible before.
Makes sense.
Third, expanded market access. Tokenization just inherently breaks down borders. It doesn't matter where you are. It allows truly global participation.
Right, that collector in Seoul buying into art in London example.
Precisely. Without all the usual international shipping and legal headaches. And finally, you're seeing completely new ownership models.
Giving investors more flexibility than ever before.
For sure. This digital physical link allows for really flexible ways to manage assets. How much you own, how you trade it, maybe even new forms of collective ownership or voting rights tied to the physical asset. Things we couldn't really do before.
Okay, the potential seems enormous, but, nothing this disruptive happens smoothly. What are the roadblocks, the challenges? What needs to happen next for this to really hit the mainstream?
Yeah, good question. Looking ahead, a big one is definitely regulatory clarity and legal frameworks. Different countries, different jurisdictions, they're all still figuring out how to classify these things, how to govern them. That uncertainty makes big players hesitant.
Right. Nobody wants to jump in big if the rules might change tomorrow.
Exactly. And then there's the practical side, custody and insurance. How do you securely store and insure something that exists in both the physical world and as a digital token? Especially if they're in different places.
That's a really interesting puzzle. Secure the vault, secure the digital wallet.
It is. Plus, we still need better education and user experience. People need to understand this stuff without needing a computer science degree. It needs to feel simple, safe, lower the intimidation factor.
Make it user-friendly.
Definitely. And maybe the biggest technical piece is cross-chain interoperability, making sure assets can move smoothly between different blockchains. That's fundamental for a truly global, connected market. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, tokenization is fundamentally reshaping ownership, investment, access to real-world stuff. By turning physical things into these tradable digital slices, blockchain is really pushing towards a more inclusive, more liquid, more transparent marketplace. It's deeper than just new investment strategies. It's changing how we even think about value.
So what does this all mean? For you listening, maybe you're an investor, a collector, a creator. This wave, well, it definitely opens up fresh opportunities, no doubt about it. But it also brings new challenges, new things you need to watch closely.
Which, this raises an important question. As all these pieces, the regulations, the legal side, the custody tech, the interoperability, as they keep evolving and maturing, how might that further transform things? Not just financial markets, but maybe the basic models of ownership and value creation we've always known. What does it mean for the next generation coming up?
Yeah, definitely a lot to think about there. We hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture, maybe a more nuanced view of how tokenization is changing the game. For everything from art to sneakers to wine, we're here to give you that shortcut to being well-informed. And honestly, we really encourage you to keep digging into this topic on your own. It's fascinating stuff.